The number of migrants crossing the English Channel this year has now passed 40,000.
Well, the figures released by the Ministry of Defence show a marked increase on last year, when just over 28,000 crossings were documented.
And it follows protests in London by thousands of Albanians in opposition to the Home Secretary's rhetoric on immigration.
Well, let's talk to David King, who's Lib Dem leader of Colchester Borough Council. Good morning to you. It's nice to see you this morning. Look, with these huge increases in the numbers of people crossing the Channel, what sort of impact does that have on an area like Colchester?
Well, we're quite a distance from the south coast, so it's not a direct one. It's a rare thing to have migrants up on the east coast. It's much more on the south coast for obvious reasons. It's the shortest sea route. But then we have the Home Office system, which takes people, as we can see at Manston, doesn't process them well or swiftly, and then disperses them. And I've recently been out of sorts about this, because we're a good partner, as we should be, for local government, and we're a very welcoming place, a place of sanctuary. We're proud to help people, and we have for many years taken more than our fair share. But what happens is that the system doesn't work well. So you get an incoherent process, people turn up almost literally overnight. You get an advance notice of hours or a day or so for 100 or 200 people. This will be happening elsewhere, but it's happened here. We have twice as many or more than other parts of Essex. And as I say, we're a welcoming place, but it's the incoherence means that people turn up with many problems, many issues. Some of them have been held, like at Manston, then they're moved on, then they're with us. And what do we do? Where's the support we can provide with a no-notice approach? And like everywhere else, we've got our own pressures. We've got residents to support. We will, as I say, welcome and integrate refugees and asylum seekers as best we can. But it's a strain and it's a struggle. And frankly, it's not good government.
A number of councils now have been taking legal action over the last week or so to try and stop the use of these hotels at such short notice by the Home Office. I think councils in Yorkshire and Ipswich have both been unsuccessful recently, but there are 6 other councils involved. Have you thought about going down that road, or are you going down that road?
Well, we absolutely have thought about it, and we'll keep an eye on it. What you have to do is the right thing. So the injunctions are being sought for reasons you probably understand, which is misuse, a planning fail from a hotel to a hostel in an inappropriate place and location. They've failed because the harm that demonstrates is minor. We're not going to do it. What we're going to do is provide the wraparound support and the care, the help with getting a GP, the help with mental health. We're going to get the system we're a part of, and we do it well, to coordinate and respond. What we want from government, what we really want, is not the need to have an injunction. We want a process that helps people, once they're here, have their status established, and then helps them with their next steps in life. And local government is the place that people will be living. We need the help, the financial support, and the time to go and provide them the support assistance they need. That's what we need from government: money, support, a long-term view, and a processing of asylum seekers and others, migrants, and frankly, where we should and where we can, a welcome for them.
Well, look, I mean, you're coming at it from a different angle. However, what is clear is we know what the government's position on illegal migration, these increasing numbers. We know what the government's position is, even though we're awaiting a bit more action. The Labour Party has hardened its position from what Keir Starmer was saying a couple of weeks ago. You, as a Liberal Democrat, are clearly unhappy with how the system's working. I mean, you're all in agreement on some level, which seems to indicate that it's not just not working, it's totally broken at the minute.
Well, it is remarkable that what used to be called one of the great offices of state, the Home Office, is once again, by a new Home Secretary, considered to have failed. It's a broken, not fit for purpose State Department. It's focused upon keeping people out, not that successfully. It's not focused upon accepting that people will continue to flow into the country, and I understand why. But it's got to respond to those that do arrive, and it's got to accept its responsibilities to process them swiftly, properly, humanely,
But forgive
and
me.
to give those of us who welcome them the support we need to do that well.
Forgive me, do you accept, though, that it can't continue at this rate? I mean, to go up from 28,000 crossing the Channel last year to 40,000 already this year, I mean, that's just... I mean, you say you welcome them in Colchester. I mean, other Lib Dems have got a pretty liberal approach on migrants, but, however, it's just not sustainable at that level, is it?
Well, the reason that I've made a fuss about this is for the same drivers, that when people arrive, again with little notice, but even if they arrive with notice, there's a pressure on housing, on health, on education, on the need for simply to translate and then to process their applications, give them support. So it's an extra pressure for local government, and we've got loads and we haven't got the resources to do it. So I'm not in a different position to my colleagues, nor am I in a different position for most political parties, certainly here in our part of the world, where we accept our responsibilities and will help and support people wherever they come from. But we have got a duty to the residents that are here. So it's about balance. But back to your original point, there is no sense in us pretending that saying it will be so, that it will stop, or it shouldn't happen, is going to stop it happening. They can put lots of coppers on beaches in Normandy or anywhere else they like, but that won't stop the gangs flowing people across. And many of them, when their applications are processed, are allowed to stay. I'm not arguing for that. I am arguing for realism and a view that's better than a headline. So sending people to Rwanda is a headline so far, isn't it? It's not a real approach.
Well, yeah, it's supposed to work as a deterrent, but as we know, that has been stopped on human rights grounds. But David King, look, it's a huge, huge subject. We have to leave it there. Leader of Colchester Borough Council, Liberal Democrat. Really good to get your thoughts this morning. Thank you.